welcome to Leeds Metropolitan News. I'm Rachel Flimp.
And I'm Emily Horton. Our headlines today. A report has revealed the Tour de France opening ceremony could have funding gaps over £2 million.
We report from Trinity Leeds as they celebrate their first birthday.
Running the show to give you a roundup of today's sport.
With the Tour de France fast approaching, it has been revealed that the organising committee in charge of this year's Grand Depart has fallen short of the finish line with their funding. We now go live to Nathan Kilgore outside Leeds Town Hall.
Outside Leeds Town Hall. This is where the Grand Depart of this year's Tour de France is set to take place in July. But today it has been revealed that it could cost an extra £2 million to fund the event.
Organisers, including Leeds City Council and Welcome to Yorkshire, underestimated the funds needed for things like traffic management, signage for the event, barriers and stewards to supervise the first stage of the 3-day event, which takes in Meanwood, Skipton, Grassington and finally finishing off in Harrogate. Chair of the organising committee, Sir Rodney Walker, said, "There are budget fluctuations, as you would expect with any such major event, but we are managing them, and I remain fully confident the event will be a fantastic success for the country. The team and all our partners are working well together with the clear aim of making this the best start to the Tour de France ever seen."
With 107 days until the Grand Depart, the race is on for TDF Hub to come up with the funding to make this year's Tour de France one to remember.
Yorkshire Ambulance staff have begun the first of a series of 4 strikes due to the dispute over longer shifts. Between 3 and 8 p.m. today, over 350 members of the Unite are walking out of ambulance stations across the region. Alice Booth has the story.
The introduction of 10-hour shifts with no break caused the UK's biggest union to initiate the action. They claim that someone will be killed because of staff exhaustion and that the management at Yorkshire Ambulance Service NHS Trust have refused to hold talks. The Trust have made £46 million worth of cuts over 5 years, and Unite want a 30-minute break every 6 hours. Further strikes will occur on Monday and Saturday next week and on Monday the 31st of March. We spoke to Terry Cunliffe, the Regional Officer of Unite.
What would you say to the people who think, for example, like the police, they're not allowed to strike? What do you say to
It's an absolute last resort for ambulance workers. I can't ever recall calling ambulance workers out on strike before, and I've been an officer of the union for over 23 years. So I think when ambulance workers go on strike, the public know there's something wrong, because it just doesn't happen. Very rarely happens in relation to the police even wanting to, or the fire service for that matter. They're emergency services, they're dedicated to the public, and it's an absolute last resort.
A new fund looking to tackle long-term unemployment among 18 to 24-year-olds in Leeds is launching later this month. Leeds City Region was awarded over £4 million from the government to deliver the 18 to 24 Head Start programme aimed at getting young people into employment. The City Council will receive £1.2 million of this money to fund a local programme in the city. We spoke to Councillor Lucinda Yeadon about the city's plans.
The young people who probably live furthest from the job market, so they've been on JSA for 6 months or longer, aged between 18 and 24. So it's to support them to gain qualifications, work experience and skills to get into a job. We would like to see is the government to give more power to local authorities to run more programmes like this, because we think that we know how to do it better. I think what's really key to this is also it's not just the training, the elements of getting young people to have employability qualifications, but also work placements. And so often you hear employers say we want somebody with experience, yet if people aren't willing to give young people experience, then they're never going to be able to have that to put on their CVs.
The Old Yorkshire Evening Post offices are set to be demolished at the end of this month after contracts were signed finalising the sale of the land, which was home to the paper for over 4 decades. Our reporter Charles Clark investigates.
The iconic building, which played home to the Yorkshire Evening Post for more than 4 decades, is set to be demolished at the end of the month. The 5-acre site, which was bought by a private investor, is going to be redeveloped into leisure space. Opened in 1970 by Prince Charles, it was the home of the Yorkshire Evening Post and its sister paper, the Yorkshire Post, until the publications moved to new premises on Whitehall Road in 2012. Branded by some as an eyesore, the building has always divided opinions in Leeds. Bids from local campaigners to get it English heritage status in a swipe to save it failed, with the organisation stating it would not be pursuing to save the brutalist-style structure. We spoke to people in the city to see what they thought of the plans.
I think it's a really ugly building actually, and I'm glad it's being demolished. Hopefully something nicer will go there, and I think it's been empty for quite a long time as well, so I think it's good.
I'm not too worried about it. I think it's a pretty awful building, really, you know. So it depends what they're putting up in its place. You know, if it's, like you say, just a car park or something, it'd be a shame, because it's a good spot, really.
I can't believe they're getting rid of that building. It's such a nice piece of architecture and, like, a part of Leeds history.
Critics of the project have said that the demolition is destroying the city's heritage, whilst others are saying that it signals a new era in journalism for the city. Charles Clark, Leeds Met News.
And today marks the first birthday of the Leeds Trinity Shopping Centre. Trinity has seen over 22 million shoppers in the past year and has beaten over 500 other shopping centres with the highest net retail openings. Our reporter, Helen Clark, needed no excuse to hit the shops.
I'm Helen Clark and I'm here in the Trinity Shopping Centre in Leeds to celebrate its first year anniversary after opening on the 21st of March 2013. Trinity has seen over 22 million shoppers in the last year, and we're here today to find out what impact that has brought to the city of Leeds. So I'm here with Connie. So Connie, what are you guys doing here today?
So today it's Trinity's first birthday, and we're dressed as traffic wardens. We're giving away either free parking at Trinity Car Park or free parking with cake. So you can come down and choose. People just have to tweet at Trinity Leeds and the hashtag #FreePark.
And do you think the Eastgate development will act as a threat on the Trinity Centre?
Definitely. I think it will draw shoppers away from Trinity quite a lot. I mean, it's John Lewis over there, so they do everything, don't they?
I mean, when it first opened, it was really busy. Obviously, it's kind of the novelty factor of it. So once that's worn off a bit, it does tend to go down.
What is today all about?
Well, today's all about celebrating our first birthday. We've been open 365 days and we've welcomed over 22 million people. The more that we can improve the city centre as a whole and bring in that development will do that, the better, because we want to attract people to the city of Leeds, and there's plenty of room for everybody.
And with the 22 million shoppers in the year, is that a good outcome for you, or did you expect a lot more?
Expected 23 million, and we're pleased to welcome over 22 million. Of course, you know, it's an estimate at the beginning of the year, so we're really happy with that figure.
What's going on tonight at Trinity?
Well, we're having a little party in Trinity Kitchen. We're welcoming Leeds' famous DJ Ralph Lawson. He's going to be spinning the decks from 6 p.m, so come down and join us.
So that's all from me at the Trinity Shopping Centre. It's clear that Trinity is still a valuable asset to the city. However, will the Eastgate development act as a threat to the shopping centre? Who knows? We'll definitely find out soon. That's all from me, Helen Clark from Leeds Met News.
And now we're going over to our sports correspondent, Andrew Briggs.
Thank you very much, Emily. Leeds United fans haven't had the easiest season, to say the least. The rollercoaster story of the takeover vid took another turn this week. Unfortunately for the fans, it wasn't what they wanted to hear. The head of Eleanor Sports, Massimo Solino, was earlier this week found guilty of failing to pay the import tax on his yacht. The news came on the back of a defeat by rivals Burnley at the weekend. However, a new ray of light has been introduced in the form of 17-year-old striker Robbie McDade. The Whites managed to put pen to paper, signing the teenager on a 2-year deal from Irish club Glenavon. Hopefully this can be turning point of the season, allowing Brian McDermott's men to finish the season strongly. Leeds' next fixture is at home tomorrow against Millwall. Fingers crossed the new man can bring 3 points along with him to raise the spirit amongst the faithful supporters and boosting his club's disappointing league position. With tonight being sports relief, the Leeds Rhinos have got on board with the campaign attempting to boost the money raised for the charity. I went to Headingley Stadium earlier today to find out more.
Can you tell us a bit more about what's going on tonight, please, Stephen?
Yeah, so we've got Leeds Rhinos playing tonight at Headingley. We've played London Broncos in the Super League. We've had Sport Relief come in already. We've had a couple of the players do themselves on a T-shirt, doing something funny for money. We're going to auction them off to raise some funds for Sport Relief. We've also got a load of activity on around the game, so we've got some half-time entertainment, and we've got something happening before the game as well, all to raise some money for the charity.
How much money are you expecting to raise?
We haven't targeted ourselves. We're hoping that the T-shirts will go down really well. All the players have signed them, so you know it's a bit of memorabilia and it's a one-off. So you know we're talking a couple of £1,000 hopefully.
What's your prediction for tonight's game?
I think Leeds will win tonight. London haven't started the season that well, and we're going really well, unbeaten at the moment. So we should come off comfortable victors.
It's great to see the Rhinos getting involved in the campaign. Fingers crossed they'll raise a sizable amount and win the game too. The Sports Relief Swimathon is another event taking place in aid of the charity. The Edge hosted participants wanting to take the plunge earlier today, with those involved swimming distances ranging from 1.5 kilometres up to 5. Lasting till Sunday, pools all around the country, it is easy to get involved and take part. Visit the website, sign up and take part in this splashing event which has been taking place for the last 27 years and raised over 40 million. That's all for the sport. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Andrew. The makeup-free selfie is a craze that has swept the internet over the last week. The pictures, used to raise awareness for Cancer Research UK, have led to millions of pounds of donations in just a few days. Here are some of our Leeds locals who have shared their pictures with us to contribute to the cause. If you want to get involved and donate money to Cancer Research UK, text BEAT to 70007.
And finally, this evening's weather. It is to remain mild over the weekend with sunny spells, some showers and a risk of thunder. That's all from us this evening. I'm Emily Horton.
And I'm Rachel Flynn. Thank you for watching and good night.